Hi guys, welcome back to James's Allotment Garden. I'm James. This is my channel where I document what's occurring and what I'm up to here on my little allotment in Northamptonshire in the UK. The weather today is lovely. It is so hot. It is the 11th of May, so we're in early May at the moment, and the weather's completely changed from last week when it was grim and cold and awful. We still had no rain though. Had no rain for ages, so it's a lot of watering, as you guys know, when it starts getting warmer. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I also want to get a couple marigolds in around the Alderman peas, which I planted earlier in the week. So I've got a few different clips of things I've been up to during the week. I'm just putting my pea canes up for the Alderman peas, which are about ready to go in. So I'm doing an A-frame. I've got sticks in 2 rows, lean them to cross over each other, and then you put another long stick between in the little crossover bit and tie it on. I've just done the 2 ends with some cable ties first, just to get it secured before I do the other bits. I'm just using cable ties. You can use string. Often I use string, but I just find cable ties easier. And they hold it stronger. Just giving it a water in first before I plant them, because the soil's really dry, because we've had basically no rain for weeks now. And peas don't like to be too dried out. But then I'll plant them in that and they won't be so shocked. So I had the Alderman peas growing in a root trainer. So the deep long ones, I've never used these before though, but apparently to get them out they're meant to just open up. So we will see how this works. I guess they just open halfways. So I'm going to try and just remove them with as much of the soil still intact as possible. So the peas are in. I'm going to give them another water, and then I've done like I did over the other side with the Calvin Wonder peas, the shorter ones. I've put some of these old raspberry canes around them because they're kind of spiky, to keep things away from them, to keep animals away so they don't dig them all up, but also then the peas can climb up and around them. Is the plan. And then I'm going to put some marigolds in around it as well, but I'm going to give it a quick water in. There we go. I think I'm going to start uncovering the dahlias. Or dahlias, however you want to say it. I say dahlia. A couple of them are not doing so well. This one I don't think, I've got a cover over it, but I think it died. And I think I was protecting a weed, so that can come up as well. I think this one, which is quite small, I'm going to leave that on, but the rest of them look like they're happy to be uncovered now. So I'm just going to do this quick and then give them a water. I'm not going to be up here too long today because I've got somewhere to be shortly. So let's get this done then. I'll take these glasses off so you can see my eyes. Ah, that's bright. These little green little green covers. Covers? What are they called? What's the word for them? What's the word? What are they called again? These, what are these? What are these? Green cover things. They're great. Can't remember what they're called, but they're great. I use them to cover the dahlias so you've probably seen in the previous video, usually I have like a big mini polytunnel thing over them, and loads of mulch, and then when they start coming through a bit more, I take that up and put these over them, just so they don't get demolished by slugs while they're coming up. And then when they're big enough to survive a slug attack, which I think they are now, I just go ahead and take them up. But they're really great, I recommend them. Maybe just like, I think they were just from Amazon, nowhere posh. And they literally just go on and get pegged down. Ooh, matron. I probably should be wearing gloves for this because my hands are getting all muddy, but I just find it really hard to do things with gloves on, especially gardening gloves. They're just so thick and cumbersome. There's a good word, thick. If anyone has any recommendations for gardening gloves that aren't thick and impossible to do things with, please let me know. A few of these dahlias had not come back over winter, but I had a bunch of ones in pots, because I like to grow some in pots as well. Just pop them around the plot because they look pretty and colourful. So a few of them I replaced the dead ones with those. So going to see how they get on. Hopefully they do all right. Nothing under this one, so this one can come up. I'll have to put another one in here. That one I'm going to leave covered because it's tiny, so give it a little bit more chance. Give them a quick water in. There we go. That's a good job done. They're all uncovered. Turn you guys around. There we are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I've got 12 here. So I just need to see how this one gets on, give it a bit more time to do things, and get another one in here, in that space there. I did at one point have labels saying what type each of them were, but they are just like, well, they've been like eroded and I can't tell what they are anymore, but it's so lovely when they're all flowering. It's like a wall of colour, because as you walk up to my allotment plot, you get to like down there and then all you can see is like whole different colours and shapes of dahlia. They're lovely. I'll see if I've got a shot from previously. And yeah, hopefully it looks lovely again this summer, and I'll show you guys. The weather's lovely as well. It's been really grim all week. We had like a week of heat, and then it's just gone to like autumn. It felt so much like autumn. I made a pumpkin spice frappuccino at home. Pumpkin spice. It felt that autumny. Autumnal? Autumnal? Whatever. Or fall, if you're American. I love the fall. Yeah. Made a pumpkin spice coffee. It was that autumnal. And now the heat's back. Yay. As much as I do enjoy the sun, I'm not massive on heat and the constant watering you have to do. I've got a couple things coming as well from Grown Local. So I've got a quad grow, so it's like self-watering and you can put your tomatoes and stuff in it. I don't know if I'll put tomatoes in it because I'm not really fussed about tomatoes. I don't eat them anyway, so if they die, they die. And then I've got one of them which has space for 4 plants. And then I've got 2 packs of 3 chili grows, which you can obviously put your chilies in. That's self-watering. So I'm excited for them to arrive. I'll try them out, show you guys. Not sure when they're going to arrive, but yeah, that'll be good. Gonna water in the orchard now. I still need to get this tree in the ground, but I need to figure out where. I'm not sure if I showed you guys my new thing. How cool is that? How cool is that? It's a plant stand, but I'm just going to use it as a stool. I love it. Whimsical. Just in my polytunnel. I don't know why my chilies are just, they've been in for months. I planted them in like February or something. They've been at home on a windowsill, in the warm, with the sunlight, the morning sunlight, and they still look tiny. Why are they still so small? Is anyone else having this issue or is it just me? I didn't use a grow light or heat lamp. To be fair, I just put them on a radiator cover thing to get warm, and then when they sprouted, put them in a windowsill for the sunlight. But yeah, they're not doing a lot, annoyingly. So I've had to buy some chilies from the garden centre. So I'm trying to move things so I can get these sunflowers out, get these outside. Move this table out of the way. Oh. God. God, I need to stop making such old man sounds when I lift or sit down. There we go, sunflowers are out in the sun, where they should be. These herbs that I put to dry in the shack are really dry, so it works. Even the feverfew is really dry. However, I forgot to wash them before drying them, so I'm kind of worried about bugs. Do you guys think they'll be safe to eat and use in stuff? Or do you think there's going to be all like bugs, eggs and stuff that are going to hatch the second I put them in jars? Let me know what you guys think. Are they all right that they've not been washed? Should I try and wash them now they're dry? Let me know. Right. Need to trim the sorrel again because it's trying to flower. And I'm just not having it. Absolutely not. It can pack it right in. I don't know where I've put my nice secateurs. I have to be scissors if I can't find them. It's so windy. I found some secateurs. They're Wilkinson sword, and I always just think of razors. But I guess they do all things sharp. So I need to trim this sorrel again. I trimmed it the other day, but it just keeps trying to flower. And if it flowers, it kind of, well, it will stop putting out loads of leaves, and I want the leaves to eat. I think you can eat the flowers, but I don't know if it's just going to make everything else taste really bitter if it flowers. So I don't want that. That's not what it's for. I think that's all the flower heads. Yeah, sweet. My St. John's wort is doing well. Going to make some tinctures and stuff with it. Good. See, I'm tempted to pick some more feverfew because it is quite bushy. I'm tempted to pick some and then wash it and then dry it, or shall I leave it to grow a bit more? I think I'll leave it to grow a bit more first and then harvest some, I think. Maybe the one that I've already dried is all right, even though it wasn't washed. The reason I'm concerned before is because I did that before. I grew some sage, or I'm sure it was sage, I think, and then dried it and put it in a jar, but I hadn't washed it first, I forgot, and I ate it. I had it in like a dinner. Can't remember what I did, some sort of pasta thing, and I had it in, I'm sure. And I had it for dinner. And then like the next day I looked in the jar and there was like little worm things crawling through it. So they'd obviously hatched overnight, and it's like, I ate that stuff. So it really disturbed me. So I'm just like really cautious about drying herbs and stuff now. I mean, I guess it's just extra protein, but ew. And then these flower heads I'm just going to chuck into the compost heap. I still need to do a front bit, you know, like the wood that covers the front bit to stop things spilling out. I still need to do that, but not today. Oh, there's flashes on. Why is flash on? Okay, so going to plant some of my French marigolds around the plot. They're very, very wilty, so they are dying to go in. They've been in the shack and it gets full sun there, so I'm not surprised they're a bit miserable. Right, put a couple in here. And then obviously I'll give them a water in afterwards as well. A good soak because they're very dry. I love marigolds. I love the bright colours. I love bright colours. So the fluorescent orange I love, and it reminds me of the film Coco, which I love, which is like the Day of the Dead in Mexico, and they'll have all the like marigolds. I just find it fascinating. I just love it. I have grown some marigolds from seed as well, but I'm not sure if they were African marigolds or French marigolds, and they're not that big at the moment, like they're not flowering or anything. And then I heard somewhere, I can't remember where I heard, but apparently it's just the French marigolds that keeps things away and not the African marigolds. So I just went and bought some French ones as well to keep things away from my peas. That reminds me, actually, I got some more bergamot yesterday from the garden centre, so I need to plant that in. Maybe I put it back in where the last year's one was. Yeah, that's deaded. Right, so I'll make a little hole for the bergamot there. Let's put some marigolds in here. Sorry, I don't know what this view is. Let me jump over that side. It's just nice to have a bright pop of colour about. So I'm going to plant some bergamot in there as well. I grew some last year and it smelled amazing and the flowers were really lovely. So I'm going to put them in again as well, and you can use these for all sorts of things. They're really good for you. So I tend to make like tinctures and oils and stuff infused with all these herbs. Oh, I can smell it already. Just got a couple more couple more left of the marigolds, so I think I'm going to put them into this bed here. There's nothing really in this bed yet. I need to plant chard and lettuce leaves in here, but for now I'll just get some marigolds in. It's got all net over it at the moment, just because if it's just a bed of empty soil, all the birds come and dig in it and make an absolute mess. So it's just empty with a net over it at the moment. So at least this is giving it a bit of colour and interest before I get me veggies planted out into it. Thank you again, guys, for watching. I'm hoping that you're enjoying my little allotment diary videos, and stay tuned for some more updates. For now, everyone have a fab rest of your weekend and the week ahead, and I'll see you next time.